Welcome to the Crypt of Wax. Today we are talking Vörnir. I'm going to butcher
Go
the
on, John.
pronunciation.
Go on.
Oh shit!
It's probably one of the hardest ones you've had to do, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. Apart from like Tra, I've Hädanfärd Krönt.
Yeah, it can't be much. That's close enough, isn't it?
Yeah. Then now this band are a. The title is in Swedish, and I think on their Bandcamp it says Sweden, but I believe they're more international than that.
Yeah, have they got members in America and that's all stuff. I can't remember the other countries. So
Iceland, I believe.
Iceland, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so this is their debut. Bit of an interesting kind of back. Well, it's not even a story, but on their Bandcamp, Mike, it says it was written between 2011 and 2015, and then recorded from 2015 to 2024.
I saw that's 9 years in the
You
making.
know, 9 years in the making. What a
Well, that's
debut! What a way
production
to.
wise, yeah. I mean, what is it? 14 years? Like, if you like go from the beginning of
Yeah,
it being written. That's it.
yeah, which
That's
is
interesting. I read that after listening to this. Um,
okay.
and it's quite interesting in that sense because you sort of wonder the kind of influence wise on there, what might have been there at in those years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, because tastes change a lot over that time, and I'm sure if
Right.
you recorded something in 2014 and you listen to it now, you'd be like, "Oh, that I wonder how
Yeah, I
much
wouldn't have done
refinement and
that. Yeah, yeah,
tweaking."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting story to know. But yeah, they're according to online, the guys are in a lot of bands, aren't they? So they're
It's
very
insane. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like if you look at like the kind of members list, the amount of bands that they're in is like literally you have to scroll down for a while. So
is it
they're
especially the vocalist? I saw the vocalist had done fucking loads of stuff.
it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, but this is a debut. We are only talking. We are only talking Vörnir today. So this is a. Uh, how do you describe this? It's kind of avant-garde black metal, but more noise focused, and with like kind of some dark ambient stuff going on as well.
Well, you got that like that black and death type thing as well. You know, the kind of war metal. That sort of
Mm,
that there's that's like when you think of bands like is it Tatum Blood?
yeah, yeah.
There's elements of that you can hear in that, and that Italian band we did it as well.
I think that comes through in like the intensity, um,
Yeah,
for
yeah, but basically
sure.
the bit
But
down the middle. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? There's this like
yeah,
it's one of those. They got this sound that you could strip back all the noise, and then there's like still this kind of black and death metal song going underneath it.
yeah. That and there's a lot of noise, isn't there? But like, there's a lot of layers sonically. I don't think
Yeah,
it's necessarily just noise.
no,
I, I wasn't quite sure what I was hearing some of the times. It was it took a lot of listens to sort of pick things out. And it had to be done with headphones. Like I tried doing it on speakers, and it was like I just I was missing so much of it.
I think right as well when you look at the member lineup and what they do, I feel like the two vocalists who had the ambience and one of them does additional guitars. I wonder whether when they got it, it was more. It would have sounded a lot more straight in that sense. Do you know what I mean? Just like an intense kind
So
of.
yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what that sounds like without the added
Yeah, I
additionals.
reckon the vocalist and the two vocalists added all of that over the top afterwards.
Now, that could make sense, man. I thought I could hear a saxophone at some points as well, like some really.
Who knows that?
Yeah,
They got
I
the guy
probably
from.
wasn't.
They got the Kenny G's son to come and do it.
Yeah,
No, Kenny G did it, didn't he?
Kenny
Yeah,
G did it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
on
Maybe it's Kenny G.
Imperial Triumphant, wasn't it? So yeah, man. Like I think this album, the flow of this record was really great. I thought. I thought it sets the tone, doesn't it? It starts off. You've got this like weird, dark, ambient kind of. Almost like it reminded me of Hellraiser in a way. That kind of the sounds and like the soundscapes and like you had that kind of picks great real slowly on the
Yeah.
guitar to sort of add that kind of unnerve. But then once it starts, it doesn't like they don't introduce bit by bit today. It's just straight out the blocks, like 100 miles an hour. This is what this record's about.
Well, what I like about it, and I've mentioned before, I'm not always a big fan of album intros, but I really like this one. And what they had is they had that kind of ambient thing going on, but then because they integrated the guitars and the bass, it made it sound a lot more natural,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. Gave it a bit of a live feel, so that when it kicked in, it didn't feel like it was this tacked on intro at the beginning that then the band kick in. It sounds like it was all happening, you know?
Yeah, it was really cohesive with like the
Yeah,
actual band. And then what also kind of tied it all together was they revisited that kind of sound throughout. Like it
throughout,
wasn't
yeah.
just a yeah, it wasn't just like a one intro and then that's that. They kind of
No, there was
they
lots of sort of
yeah,
scrapes on the strings and stuff, wasn't there, throughout the album?
there was. It was really cool though, man. It was like it was just really intense. Is kind of one of the only words that I kind of jotted down for that first song. It was like you can't. It's not a record where you're like, oh, at 3 minutes there's this amazing riff,
No,
or like it's just kind of an oppressive, intense listen that like it does demand your attention, doesn't it?
yeah. I mean, look, I mean, I'm going to say it because we haven't really said what we our opinion is of it, but I thought this album was utterly incredible.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. For those new here, we don't ever discuss off air what we think about it. We just pick a record and then come on here and talk
Yeah.
about it. So yeah, so like, but I mean, I knew you'd find this.
Oh my
I knew
god! Do
you'd
you know
enjoy
what?
this.
Honestly, it's easily one of the best things I've heard this year, and it genuinely blew me away when I listened to it.
Yeah, there was so much nuance to pick out that it kind of just can wash over you in first go. But like every time you went back to it, you'd find something new. There'd be like a new sonic layer or melody or lead line. Like there were so many like
Yeah.
almost post metal esque riffs
I,
with the
I got
kind of
that from it, and that's why I was asking you about the dates, like the years it was done,
yeah
because I wonder if that was an influence in there. And you had like, I know it's maybe a bit later than that, but you also had sort of mathcore elements in the sense of like discordance. Um,
yeah in some of
ki-
the riffs that was
in
that for
some
sure.
of the riffs, yeah, like, but then you'd have those sort of riffs going on with them melodic parts over blast, I kind of got that Hydra head, like,
Track track three especially hit all
yeah,
those notes. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I think that was my standout as well. I think track three was because track one was just super intense. Track two sort of didn't really let up, did it? It was kind of similar kind of vibe, but you had kind of a bit more additional dark ambience. Track three was where they changed the pace from like just being kind of intense and blast, and you had that kind of more mid tempo,
yeah.
almost yeah post metal ambience to it. Even like the chord structures were a little bit quite post metal as
They
well.
were definitely, yeah. There was definitely that feel to it. It had that sort of that like melodic chord, but there's sort of something else, some slightly jazzy to it, kind of thing. Just when you mentioned track two there, so that's where he introduced like sung vocals as well, and he had an
Yeah, at the
amazing
start,
singing
right?
voice, man. Like really brilliant for this sort of stuff.
It verged on the it was kind of like equal parts despair with unhinged and demonic. I
Mm,
thought it was kind of like it was a
yeah,
really sweet balance of all those things, and
yeah.
I think vocally throughout it was incredible.
Well, yeah. I mean, seeing that there was two vocalists, I'm wondering kind of who did what out of the two. Because you had the lower kind of vocal on there, that which was used quite often as well.
Yeah, man, it was a great mix. Did you have a standout song, Mike?
It was quite tricky to pick one out because I felt like the album just flowed all the way through into one another. Um, do you know what I really liked actually? Track four, they did like the incredibly short like intro, and it sounded like it was going to do the same sort of thing as the other songs, where you had this sort of long kind of ambient intro, and then it kicks in. But did you notice in track four they did it for like 2 or 3 seconds, and
Yeah,
then
if that.
Yeah, it was great because you were expecting it, and it took you completely by surprise. And I like it was almost like a parody
Yeah, yeah.
of the other songs.
Almost kind of like yeah, it caught you off guard in a kind of, it didn't scare you in a way, but it was so unexpected. It was
Yeah,
just like,
but it was so satisfying as well because you didn't expect it. Oh, that's great. They did that.
yeah, it was really cool. What do you think of track five? Because track five was by far the longest track on the
It was pretty
record,
much
wasn't
half
it?
the album, wasn't it?
Yeah, so like the average length was what, like between 5-6 minutes, and then yeah, last track was 16 minutes 44 seconds, which is quite something.
It's a beast, isn't it? I mean, track five is kind of, in a song, it's very similar stylistically to the rest of the album. So you've got that kind of ambient intro, and he's doing that sort of that haunting sort of song vocal again. Um, then kicks in on the blast beats and goes around a few different chord structures and things like that, loads of atmospherics, and then they end on the atmospheric type thing again. To go out. It's one of those where it could have maybe been two songs. That,
Yeah, because yeah, the motif at the end went on for quite a while, didn't it? It was like kind of
yeah,
like dark ambient, and they brought in this kind of guitar that did the kind of classic black metal, where you play a
yeah.
motif, drop it down half a step, and make it,
Yeah, and it sort of built up, didn't it, in volume as it's like sort of subtly as it's getting
yeah,
towards the end.
yeah, that's right. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think, like you said, the last track was almost a condensed album in a way
Yeah,
of what came before it. But yeah, man, I'm in a complete agreement with you. I thought this was incredible. Are we going early, Mike? Does this go in album of the year list?
yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like we've done a lot of black metal on the show, haven't we? And I know
Yeah,
this is different in the sense that it's not kind of
it's not your trad black metal, is it?
no, and it's not your raw black metal either. I mean, production wise, it's quite I don't want to say polished, but it,
I know what you mean.
it's clear, isn't it? And the drums, they almost sound triggered. Well, I think they are. I mean, they
It,
are triggered, aren't they?
but the thing is, it sounds clear, but it almost, but it doesn't. At the same time, it's like very wall of noise, overwhelming. But
Yeah.
when you kind of tune into it in a way, like with headphones, it is a lot more, it is a lot clearer. I know what you're saying, but
The drums are incredible as
yeah,
well. It's
yeah,
fucking ridiculous, man.
incredible. His use of fills, man, on some of the tracks.
Yeah, it's like
I
little tom
think
runs that he does. Like, yeah,
I think, yeah, track five in particular, I thought the drumming was incredible. There was like an ambient section around 5 minutes in that went on for like a minute or so, and then the next passage, the drumming in that was like probably my standout on the record.
yeah.
It was really good, really
So
good.
this is this not a touring band? It looks like it's like he was a
I have
session drummer and stuff. It looks like it was maybe just a studio project and potentially not even done together, especially over that timeline. I imagine it was
yeah,
shared around between the members and added their
that's
parts.
probably that's probably why, right? Because they're all so busy, and then they're
Yeah,
all international. So like that's probably why the record took so long to come out. But
yeah.
I'd be surprised if they tour.
Wait, what do you
Never
think?
know.
What do you think the kind of how popular can you see this album being, or do you think it's going to sort of sit undeservedly, sort of without as much attention as it really does deserve?
It's a difficult one, man, because on Bandcamp. There is a lot of love for it. Like,
Yeah, already I
but
noticed that.
yeah, so there's potential for it to kind of be up there. I mean, it deserves to be up there. I think it's a really solid like record, really solid record, and yeah, I think it's going to sit in my list as well.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I can't. I'm looking forward to because I haven't done it that much really. Like just a couple of listens is all I've had time to do since we sort of picked
But
it.
don't you?
I
Instantly,
I
you sort of
knew
had
like
that
no,
feeling.
in the once it kicked in and I could hear what the heavy side of the band was and hearing that
Yeah.
atmosphere, I was like, I'm so into this now. I'm here for the ride. This one.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement, man. I thought this was amazing. If you've stuck around to the end and like what we're doing here, give us a subscribe because we put out videos every Wednesday and Friday covering the latest metal releases. But let us know what you thought of this in the comments. Like it's getting high praise from us, so I want to know if it kind of is as well received around around our little community that is growing steadily. Thank you very much. But yeah, if you liked what you heard, give us a like and a subscribe, and we will catch you in or on the next one. On.